Maybe I am a little mentally retarded. Who cares? I'm actually pretty smart. I know things that you people probably wouldn't know. And number two, wait and see till next year. You'll be saying I'm sorry, and you'll see I'm not gay.
Oh, it's the kid getting words. Podcast on blast, giving you the real talk, no holding back. Can't get any worse, we'll make you see. There's always a silver lining. We'll set you free, so join the movement. Let's change the game with the Can't Get Any Worse podcast.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Can't Get Any Worse podcast. How are we all today? I hope we're all well and just living it up on this public holiday here in, again, I need to get clued on to how public holidays work Australia-wide. It is currently Labor Day, I believe, here in the wonderful world of Queensland. So those that are being made privy to the public holiday, hope you're all having fun. Now, we are on a time crunch again today. Obviously, with the public holiday, Nikita and the boys are home. They've just popped out to the park for approximately 1 hour or so. So I've just quickly slapped this episode together. The run sheet is not as dialed in as it usually is. I don't have a can of Celsius this week. I've just got my traditional bottle of Woolworths water because, again, your boy's been a little bitch and not reaching out to Celsius yet. And those watching on YouTube, is this right? Right eye. If it looks red, I would like to apologise off the bat. I just had a pretty vicious jiu-jitsu match with my youngest son, Parker, where he got me in some sort of weird neck crank and I felt like I popped a blood vessel in my eye. But I'm going to take a quick sip of this water and we'll delve into whatever the fuck that opening clip was. Oh, fuck, almost spilt water down the mic. That wouldn't have been good. Also, the other reason we've got to be quick today, some dickhead forgot to put his camera on charge. So it is what it is. But let's see what this opening clip was all about.
Maybe I am a little mentally retarded. Who cares? I'm actually pretty smart. I know things that you people probably wouldn't know. And number two, wait and see till next year. You'll be saying I'm sorry, and you'll see I'm not gay.
He's actually pretty smart, guys, and I do believe him. If we wait until this time next year, we'll look back on that video and go, you know what? Actually, that guy was not gay. So I would like to see all the videos that led up to him making that video because at the moment, he is just making some bold future claims. He's like a crypto guy from 2021. Back when I bought in, when you buy in at a high, that's where I was. But anyway, let's get into what the fuck's happened this week. Kicking off, again, this run sheet, I probably would have put this story further down, but the way that I've had to slap this together today, we're just kicking off on a bit of a low. So, oh God. So I picked Westy up the other day. So I guess let's start the story. Westy's new basketball season kicked off on Saturday just gone. So I picked him up from school or something last week and we're driving somewhere. I don't even remember, but he was just in a bit of a low mood. And I was like, oh, what's up, buddy? And he's like, oh, nothing, doesn't matter. And I'm like, oh, just tell me, like, clearly something's up. And he just wouldn't tell me. So I'm like, all right. So I just started to butter him up over the next 10 minutes. Just get him talking about shit that he likes to talk about, all that sort of stuff. Just those little dad moves that you've got in your back pocket that you know can break open your son. That is a weird sentence to say out loud, but you know what I mean. Anyway, finally, about 10 minutes later, he's starting to feel a bit chirped up. He's starting to have a bit better of a time. And he goes, I'm just nervous about basketball this week. And I'm like, oh, why? Now, last weekend, we went to the basketball court. We haven't been in a fair while. Let's just say that. And we're shooting and stuff. And how do I put this as gently and nicely as possible in case Westy stumbles across this episode at some stage of his life? Where he was at last season to where he was at last weekend when we were just at the park shooting around, day and night difference. He was just missing shots. His dribbling he had no fucking technique or ability anymore. And it was almost like he had just hit like factory reset on his skill level. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I go, oh, that's all right. Like, why are you stressing about it? He goes, I just suck at basketball now, which hurts to hear because if there's one thing in this kid's life that he fucking lives and breathes, it's basketball. He's always watching highlights on his iPad. He's always watching games on KO. He's fucking collecting basketball cards. He's always got a basketball in his hands. Always something to do with basketball. Looking up the latest fucking basketball sneakers, things like that. And I go, that's all good. Like, don't stress. It's you play your first game, you'll get back in the rhythm of things, everything will be okay. And he's like, oh, no, like there's him and another kid that are seen as like the best players, I suppose you'd say. And he's like, oh, he's going to be so much better than me this season. And I'm like, dude, you're putting so much pressure on yourself. And I try to be the parent, like, obviously I want to try and help my kids with their like passions and hobbies as much as I can. But the last thing I want to be is like that parent that's just like, you have to be doing this 24/7. Let's go. And then we're still driving and I'm trying to calm him down. And I'm like, oh, like fucking the people that you look up to, like Kobe, LeBron, Steph Curry, they live and breathe this shit. The second they wake up, they're on a court. The second they go to sleep, they're like on a court 24/7, just shooting, practicing their skills, all that sort of shit. And he's like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And he's like, and then this is the part that just fucking hit like a dagger. He just looks at me and he goes, yeah, but we can't because you're never around. And I was like, oh God, that fucking hurt. And I sort of knew it was coming. Like the older your kids get, the more they start to notice that shit. Like when Parker was a baby and shit, he didn't know that I was going out to gigs and all that. And the last year or so, Westy's sort of caught on a lot more. And I said it on here that he like makes little jabs and stuff when I'm leaving, but then he always laughs about it. And I'm like, oh, you little shit. But then he said this with like the utmost seriousness. And I was like, oh God, that sucks. Like that wasn't a sentence. That was this kid's like WWE finishing move. So I go, what do you mean? I go, my gigs and stuff are at nighttime. And he's like, yeah, but like you're just always doing something for the podcast or you're always like doing something for comedy. And I'm like, yeah, but when I pick you up from school at 3:00, we've got till like I leave at 6:00. I'm like, let's go to the basketball court at that time. He's like, nah, because you got to do dinner and you got to get ready for your show and you got to do this. And then you're always like, oh, I've just got to do this clip or something. And I was like, fuck. Like deep down, I knew like I was doing that shit, but it just hurt to hear your kid say that to you out loud. And then you start to like try and defend your schedule and you're like, oh no, like blah, blah, blah. And I said to him, I'm like, look, if you want to go to a court at fucking midnight or something, I'm like, you come and wake me up and I'll drive you down to a basketball court, turn the headlights on and you can practice your skills. I go, whatever you want to do, I will fucking be there 24/7. One sec. Someone is at the garage. I'm wondering if that's them back already. Let's check the cameras in real time together. It is loading. Oh God, it's one of Westy's friends. And let's just say quietly in the microphone, my least favorite. But anyway, let's hope they don't knock on the door. So then I go, yeah, so I said that to him. I go, anytime you want to go there, let's just fucking do it. And he starts to cheer up again and he's like, can we go like tomorrow? And I'm like, fucking oath. I go, let's go right now. To which then I started to question his love for the game because he goes, oh, I don't really feel like going now. And I'm like, brother, this is what you got to do. So literally the next day we went to the courts and he just started to dial back in. So I don't know what it was, whether he was just having a down day and hey, coming from the horse's mouth, you know we all have those days. And he ended up playing a sick game on Saturday, had his first game, like I said, and got 4 baskets, which I understand doesn't sound like a great deal, but it's under 10s basketball. 4 baskets in under 10s basketball is like Kobe's 81 points, you know? It's it's not a very competitive game. But anyway, I think the finishing score was like, I don't know, 22-14 or something. So it's not really high-scoring games. But, yeah, shout out to Westy and shout out to any parents out there chasing some shit. Just remember to take that step back and go, you know what? Priorities, you know? I think I spoke about that last week, trying to get priorities in order and try and be there for what you need to be there over this stupid little dream that you're trying to chase. So taking another little sip before we get into some funny kid stories. So I've spoken about it on the pod as well. Parker is a very particular eater to the point where we've had to like engage a nutritionist and things like that. And over the last month or so, he started to try some different foods and stuff, which Nikita and I, it's like the moon landing. When he like gets a piece of food and it just starts approaching his mouth, oh my God, the excitement in mine and Nikita's face when we just see that food touch his lips, we're like, we start cheering and shit. It's so fun. But anyway, he started dabbling in all this food and he comes home the other day. He's like, oh, one of my friends had this food, and he starts describing it to us, and it sounds like a roll-up for all us 90 kids. Good old traditional roll-up. You can't beat them. And he starts describing it, but this roll-up's more like it's like in an actual roll. So how could I describe that on an audio platform? Like a snail, I suppose, rolled up like a snail. And so Nikita takes him up to Woolworths. She's looking at all the boxes, and he goes, it's that one. So she buys a box. He comes home. Now, he gets the first packet out. We're all around as a family just waiting for that roll-up to touch down on his lips again. And he opens the packet, pulls it out, and he goes, oh, God damn it, I've been scammed. And we're like, what do you mean? And he goes, I got scammed by the roll-up company. And we're like, what are you talking about? Now, because this is rolled up like a snail, so the kids' fingers don't get sticky, there's like a white film of plastic around the outside. And he's seen this white film of plastic and thought that they've just rolled up a roll of plastic in there. He goes, there's no roll-up, it's just white plastic. And we've gone, oh, dear God. We go, you've got to peel the plastic off, and then the roll-up is in the inside. Like, he just thought we went and bought a box of arts and crafts or something. So he unrolls this thing, and now he's over the moon. He just smashes this roll-up. I think he ate, like, the whole box on the first day, which, again, it's not great. It's not healthy nutritional food, but anything in there, like the nutritionist said, if he looks at a pile of dog shit and he goes, hey, that pile of dog shit looks tasty, let him have at it. Just get him engaged in as many new foods as he can. Now, the nutritionist didn't necessarily say that word for word, but that's what I took it as when we heard them say it. So just raising a bunch of geniuses out here, just opening a pack of food and just seeing plastic and going, God damn it, I've been fucking scammed. So, oh, fucking scammed. That could be an episode title. Then this is probably my awkward story of the week, okay? You guys know how awkward I get in just general day-to-day situations. This piqued my anxiety. So I went to do prep pickup this week for Parker. And when you do pickup, you go inside like the gated playground area, and then you wait for the teacher to unleash the children from the classroom, and they all run up to you and shit, right? So I'm there like 10 minutes early or something, as I usually am. And all the other parents, they're gathered around, they're making small talk, shit like that. And some of the kids have like younger siblings that obviously have to come to school pickup as well. And there's this little girl there. I don't know how old she would have been, maybe in the range of like 2 to 3. Like, she seems to have just started walking. I don't know when kids start walking these days. That's been a long time since I've had to experience that. Anyway, this little girl, she's walking around. Everyone's like looking at her going, oh, how cute. That's amazing. And then this little girl starts to like venture out further from her parents. And I've gone, oh God, she is entering my vicinity, my safe place. And I'm gauging her and I'm like, please don't fucking come over here. And sure enough, she starts to stroll over. All the other parents are gooing and garring over this little kid again. They're like, oh, it's so cute. Look at her walk. It's incredible. Now, everyone else is seeing this as some sort of picturesque, magical moment. And all I'm seeing this is some sort of like potential future court case, because I'm like, please do not fucking come over here. Someone is at my front door now, and I guarantee it is that same kid. So let me check the cameras, and I might have to go to tell them the kids aren't home. But yep, just standing there like a weirdo. But anyway, let's move on. So this little girl walks over, and she is now like right next to me. And I've gone, oh my God, what is about to happen? And this little girl latches onto my leg, and I hit the panic button immediately. All the other parents are like laughing. They think this is the sweetest situation ever. I'm panicking, and I don't know what else to do other than like start to shake my leg a little bit. Like I'm trying to kick off some sort of stray dog or something. And all I'm picturing is like a video of me going on a current affair or something, just Predator at school fucking pickup. And then the kid lets go of my leg after my subtle shakes. They walk away. Then they come back. Now, the only thing I can imagine this is the kid in its little ventures, lost track of where its real parents were. And it thought that I was its dad or something. Because as a 2-year-old, I guess your whole world is like at ankle height. You don't know what's going on. Maybe I have similar ankles to her dad. I didn't check out his ankles, but next week I will check out his ankles and see if we have similar looking ankles. But then the kid comes up to me again. And this time she reaches up and she grabs like the inside of the leg of my pants. Now I'm peaking hardcore. I am like, oh no. And I look over again. The parents are still having the sickest time. They're laughing. Her parents are laughing. And I'm like, brother, if my kid did this, I'd be like, oi, back over here now. But then luckily the little girl looks up, realizes I'm not her dad, and she starts panicking as much as I am. She had as much fear in her eyes as I had in my eyes. We're just looking at each other's eyes going, we both need to bail out of this situation. She sprints away screaming and crying. And I'm going, oh God, you guys as the parents, you could have prevented this, and now you've traumatized your kid by thinking I'm some sort of weird predator at school pickup. So, yeah, shout out to that. That was just a fucking awkward situation. I'm going to pause the podcast here and go and tell this kid the kids aren't home, and then I'll be back. 1 sec. Jesus Christ, that was awkward. I'm back. Turns out she had her ear to the front door when I opened the wooden door and just listening to a live podcast. So who knows? Maybe we'll get an extra download this week. Anyway, where was I? Let's scroll up this run sheet, see where the fuck I was. Oh, that's right. Okay, this is a bit of a gross story, okay? Bear with me. I just jotted this down in case it was a quiet week, and it was a relatively quiet week, so let's fucking talk about it. This is gross. I understand that. I have this thing, and I know a lot of people do have it, but no one likes to talk about it. So let's fucking talk about it, and maybe you guys might relate, or maybe you guys might go, I'm never listening to this fucking podcast again because that guy is disgusting. I have this thing where I get enjoyment out of picking scabs, okay? It sounds disgusting to say out loud. I admit that. But I don't know what it is. Just the satisfaction you get at just like picking a scab, right? Now, I want to say out loud that I hone it down to my own scabs. I enjoy picking my own scabs, all right? And Westy, he's a real boy. He, like I say, he's out riding his bike. He's out riding his scooter. He's climbing trees. He's playing footy. He's fucking got gravel rash 24/7. And last week, I don't even know how he got it, but the best I can describe it is he's got like a slice on his arm, like a straight cut. And the way this thing has healed, the scab on this is just so thick and juicy. Oh God, this is fucking disgusting. And I'm just looking at this thing 24/7 and I'm like, oh God, I want to pick you so bad, okay? And I'm like, oh, Westy, your scab's getting pretty bad. You want to pick it or something so it heals up quicker? He's like, nah, just leave it. It'll heal. And I'm just looking at it and I'm like, oh God. I'm looking at it like a scratchy or something that I'm going to get from a newsagent. And I'm like, God, you are just waiting to be played with. This I'll probably clip this up and this will get me on like TLC's My Strange Addiction or something like that. But there's two types of people in this world. Scab pickers and fucking liars. If you're watching this right now and you're like, oh, that's gross, I don't enjoy picking scabs, you're a fucking liar, okay? We all enjoy it. And I remember I went to school with this kid, okay? I almost said his name out loud, but I'm going to keep it private for confidentiality reasons. And again, we all used to think he was gross, but we all did it in privacy. We didn't do it to the extent he did. He had really bad eczema or whatever it's called on the inside of your elbows where it gets all scabby and crusty. He used to sit in class and pick those and eat the scabs. Disgusting, okay? That makes my addiction seem a lot less toned down now, doesn't it? You guys are going, okay, maybe James is a little bit normal. So yeah, compared to that guy, my addiction is very, very tame. But it did make me start to think, this is the exact reason why I can't dabble in crack, okay? Now, don't get me wrong, there's probably 50 other reasons, but my God, the pure reason why I would dabble in the world of crack is just to get those juicy scabs that I could just sit there and pick all day. Like, that is just peak fucking, like, I wouldn't be doing crack for the high. I'd be doing it for the sneaky side quests of just picking scabs. So shout out to all my crackheads listening to this. I know there is a fair few of you. Let's bail out of that weird story with another turns out it can get worse clip. What's this one? Oh God, this guy. All right. This guy has as many haters on the internet as I do. How does he keep them at bay?
This one's for all y'all who hate me and for everybody who hates on people that are just trying to fucking have a good life, dog. Many men wish death upon me, blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. Well, I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be, trying to take my life away. Well, for holding it, for fucking with me, my back to the wall, now you gonna see. But watch how you talking when you talking about me, cause I'll come and take your life away. Oh, many, 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 many men wish death upon me, Lord. I don't try no more, don't look to the sky no more, have mercy on me.
My God, was anyone else holding their breath to see if he was going to say the N-word? Because I was 90% sure he was going to scream the N-word. And to be honest, he probably would have got more views if he did. But yeah, nothing scarier than a bloke with nothing to lose and just a soundtrack, just screaming many men a cappella. Oh God, I got way too much enjoyment out of that clip. Hopefully you guys fucking love that as well. On Saturday Arvo, obviously we're fucking broke as shit at the moment. So it's a long weekend here, as I've said. And a long weekend when you've got no money and 2 kids just bored inside with nothing to do, it makes it for a long weekend. So we're sitting around Saturday Arvo looking for like free activities to do with the kids and shit. And Westy, the little genius, he pipes up and he goes, do we still have Dreamworld passes? Nikita goes, oh, let me log on to the app and we'll see if they've expired. And they hadn't. So Westy goes, can we go there because we don't have to pay anything? We're like, fucking oath. There's a free afternoon of just fun that we can have with the kids. So we venture all the way down to Dreamworld. And I don't know what it was about Westy on Saturday, but the kid was fearless. Usually when we go to theme parks, we're like, Westy, do you want to do this? Do you want to go on that ride? Do you want to do that? And it's always no, no, no. And at best, we go on like one of the Wiggles rides or something at Dreamworld, like real fucking mediocre shit. And Westy walked in there ever so confidently, just peaked full of testosterone. I think he's been sneaking some of my TRT or something. And we walk into like the new kids section that they've done down there. And they got this new roller coaster. I think it's called Jungle Rush or something. And this is like, I don't know. It's a pretty aggressive roller coaster for kids, okay? Let's just say that. Westy sees this thing go around and he's like, oh my God, I want to go on that. So straight away I go, Parker, do you want to go on that with your big brother? And he goes, no, not a chance. So Westy goes, Mum, will you go on it with me? And she goes, no, I am not going on that. I don't like rides and I'll probably piss myself. And he goes, all right, Dad, you and me, let's go. And I've gone, first of all, it's hurtful that I was your last option. And second of all, I'm not exactly fond of rides either. Why did I say either then? But anyway, just a speech impediment kicking in from back in the day. Now, it has been a strong sort of 15 years or so since I've been on any sort. Oh my God, what is going on? I think I'm having a stroke live on air. Any sort of like roller coaster or ride like that. So I've gone, okay, sure. If no one else is going to go on it with you, and it all stems back to the "you're never around, Dad" conversation. Now I'm fucking here. Let's do this. Let's go on this roller coaster together. I have no fear. I have to be brave for you right now. So we walk into the line and Westy starts to learn that when you line up for these thrill rides, there is an aggressive wait. Now, there's like 45-minute wait. We're just in this line and we get about halfway through and he starts wanting to bail. And I've gone, dude, we've already waited this long. You want to go on it? Let's just wait. And he starts to lose the thrill of the thrill ride. And I've just had to like coach him through this whole line. He's getting antsy and bored. And we finally get to the top and we can see the ride. And I go, dude, we're on in like 2 more. It's going to be okay. Now, we get on the ride and the panic starts to set in with me. And I look to my right. Westy's sitting there so excited still. I've gone, Westy, are you sure you're okay? I'm like, it's a pretty out there ride. Now, I understand it's still a kid's ride, but it's a pretty crazy ride. Fucking YouTube it or some shit if you guys have never been to Dreamworld. And he goes, yeah, I'm keen as. As soon as that hydraulic noise got made from the back where it releases you, the panic sets in with this kid. And he has latched onto my arm so fucking hard because this thing has shot out at lightning speed. Now, I looked at it. It said it goes like 60 Ks an hour, which is nothing. But it felt like we were going so quick. And this thing just starts like jolting us around. We're going left and right. We're going like up on the side. It is absolutely terrifying. And then we start to go up this incline and we're all the way at the top. And the thing starts to like twist in the air like the Scooby-Doo coaster at Movie World. And I've gone, oh my God, this is fucking terrifying. And it twists us around so we're backwards. And all of a sudden it just lets go again. And we just start shooting around this roller coaster backwards. I am so fucking scared, okay? I will admit live on the podcast, I was absolutely terrified. But the person who was more scared than me was Westy. He had his eyes shut. He was just latched onto me so hard. I thought he was going to throw up. And I'm trying to talk him through it. Through my fucking anxiety that I'm just going through right now. I'm trying to calm him down. And he's absolutely terrified. This thing goes for like, I don't know, 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. And it was horrible. It was a fucking horrible experience. But the second that thing pulls into like the stop, he lets go and he goes, Dad, that was the sickest thing I've ever done. And I've gone, you had your eyes shut the entire time. And he sprints down to fucking Nikita. He's like, that was incredible. That was the most crazy thing I've ever done. And it was wild. It was wild to see. But yeah, I was petrified. But to wrap up the weekend, we went to the Brisbane card show yesterday. So as I said last week, it's a cool little obsession that I've developed and the boys are getting into it as well. So as I said, I'm UFC, NBA, Westy's NBA. What else is he into? Mainly NBA and NRL, but fucking he's sort of getting out of the NRL cards now that he's realised that they're virtually worth nothing. But he's still like, if we're out at Big W or something, he'll still sneak a pack just 'cause I think he likes the joy of opening a pack. And I don't blame him. But anyway, we get to the Brisbane card show yesterday and this thing is absolutely unreal. It's the first card show I've ever been to. And it's incredible that like thousands of people go just to check out other guys on pieces of cardboard. But obviously I went there with the intention to get some UFC cards, try and strike up some good deals. And throughout the whole thing, there were millions of cards there. I'm not even joking. I saw 3 UFC cards the entire day, which broke my heart. So that made me put my eye on NBA cards. And I let Westy and Parker do their thing first, okay? Parker surprised me, actually. He didn't really want to be there. He doesn't like people and crowds and shit, and neither do any of us. But he went to like every single stand and he flipped through every single Pokemon book and he's like, oh my God, this card's so cool. And he just spent fucking hours just looking at Pokemon cards. And then Westy ended up going to an NBA stall that he found where the guy was like, oh, I'll give you a good deal. Didn't really end up doing that great of a deal, I will say quietly. But he just got a heap of LeBron cards, Steph Curry cards, and Kobe cards. He bought them back and realized that he paid overs on all of them, which he was a little bit devastated about. But I said to him, I'm like, they're your favorite players. I go, just fucking hang on to them. Who knows, in 10 years or something, they might be worth something. So he was basically just buying for like the artwork, which I think that's what you got to do as a kid. Whereas I had my sets on my heart set on trying to make some money. So I ended up getting a Steph Curry reverse holo, which I thought would have got a little bit more, but I paid $20 for it. Ended up getting home. They're selling for like $10 on eBay. I'm like, fuck me. That's why you do your research before you go. But the little find that I did find in a little bin there, I don't know if the guy selling this didn't really know what it might have been worth. And again, I didn't know what it was going to be worth either. But I saw a Jalen Brunson patch card. So it's got a game-worn piece of his jersey stitched into the card. And anyone that's watching the NBA playoffs at the moment, Jalen Brunson for the Knicks is playing a pretty good playoff series. So I was like, oh, I feel like that could be worth something. And they had $15 on it. So I was like, oh, will you do the Steph Curry and the Jalen Brunson for $30? And he's like, yeah, sure. So I picked up those ones, bought it back, looked up the pricing. As I said, Steph Curry one going for like $10, lost money there. The Jalen Brunson one, they're going for $95 on eBay at the moment. So I'm going to throw that one up on there this week while he's on this like career high in the playoffs. Try and get some money back on that bad boy. But what I do want to say and again, I'm like slowly experiencing this. The card community is so fucking sick. Just like a heap of nerdy dudes, just so friendly, just keen to help everyone. And the kids ended up leaving there. I think all in all, they got 5 free Pokemon cards just from like different vendors that were just keen to help the kids getting like involved in the hobby, I suppose you'd say. And then they ended up getting like 4 full packs of Pokemon cards that they got to rip when they got home. And Parker ended up buying a couple of Pokemon cards and things like that. And as we were leaving, so we were there for maybe like 2.5 hours or something. And the boys started to get over it. I could have spent all day there. And we walked out. And as we walked out, now this was the coolest thing that happened all day. This guy was just standing out the front with a backpack. And I just thought he was one of the punters just waiting to go in. And Westy had like a Jordan shirt on and like Michael Jordan. And the guy sees Westy walk out. He runs over and he goes, "Oh, hey, mate, you're a basketball fan." And Westy's obviously in his shy moment. He's fucking overstimulated from the crowd and shit. And he's not really answering this guy. I go, "Oh, yeah, he loves basketball." I go, he just fucking bought a heap of NBA cards. That's what's in his bag. He goes, "Oh, perfect. I've been waiting for the perfect kid all day, but everyone's just into Pokemon cards and shit these days." And he gets his backpack, pulls out this big cardboard box and just gives it to Westy. And Westy like looked at him in confusion and he goes, "Oh, thank you." And I've gone, "Oh, thanks, mate." And he goes, "Yeah, all good. I've just been waiting for the right kid." So we walk maybe like 10 meters. Westy's looking at this cardboard box. I go, "Why don't you open it and see what's in there?" Westy cracked this cardboard box. There was, not even joking, maybe like 200 basketball cards in this box. Now, they were all like base cards. Like none of them were worth anything. But to Westy, that was like $1 million. So I look back to the guy and he's looking at us with a big grin. And I just give him a big thumbs up and I like yell out, "Oh, thanks, mate. That's crazy." He's like, "Yeah, all good. I just wanted to give it to a kid that would like them." And Westy just skipped the whole way back to the car. That was his best thing of the whole day. All the shit that he bought in there was nothing compared to this free box of cards he got. So shout out to that guy. I didn't even get his name or his business or anything like that, but just building core memories in these kids. So absolutely sick. Let's play another Turns Out It Can Get Worse clip before we get into my week in comedy. Which one? Oh, this one. Prepare yourself, guys. You guys know I hate the fucking cringe couples on TikTok and shit, and here we go.
Hubby, come help me fold this blanket.
I will. Just give me 1 second, wifey. 1 second.
No, come help me now.
No, I'm just in the middle of something. I'll be done in 1 second.
Oh my goodness, it's not gonna take long. Just come help me now.
Neither will this. Right now? Like, really?
Right now. Seriously, just help me now.
Okay, fine. Let's just get this thing over with. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you even fold slow.
You know what? Do you think I fold slow? Huh? Do you? How's this then for folding slow? Huh?
Oh.
You want to keep up that gratitude and you're going to see what else happens to you. You got it?
Oh, God. Just folded it like a pretzel. You keep up that gratitude, I'll show you what's coming. Guys, how about I set my phone up this afternoon and I do that to Nikita and see what her reaction is? I guarantee I'll be doing the podcast with a black eye next week. But, absolutely disgusting scenes there. But I had to share it with you guys. But week in comedy, all kicked off Tuesday night. I had Greenlight, I think it's called Greenlight Comedy at Good Chat Comedy Club. So they... Oh, I thought the camera went off again, but all good. They hit me up after last Wednesday night show. They go, "Hey, what are you doing Tuesday?" And I go, "Oh, probably nothing." So they go, "Come do Greenlight." So it's their new open mic night that they started there where it's basically like it's just a sign-up night on the night and they put your name in a bucket and you get pulled out, but they sprinkle some feature acts throughout it to make the ticket payer's price worth it. And so I was like, yeah, sure, let's give it a crack. I haven't done it before. And they sell it as like it's like the Gong Show, but the opposite. So instead of being mean, you be nice. So you get a guaranteed 3 minutes, and if the crowd likes you, they hit the green light on their table, and it gives you another minute. So the maximum you can do is 6 minutes. So I was like, okay, sounds like a fun concept. Let's go check it out, see what it's all about. And that afternoon, again, it fucking hit me like a ton of bricks. I don't know what it is at the moment. I think it's just everything in life, the whole fucking financial thing, the dream failing, everything. The panic attack just kicked in again. probably one of the worst ones I've had in all the ones I've been talking about lately. And I just was not going to go. I was getting ready to send the message, and Nikita does what she does best and basically kicks me out the door and goes, "No, you got to go do it. It'll be good for you." And I'm starting to think that she just enjoys the alone time without me. I don't know what it is, but she gets me out the front door, and I'm driving to the gig, and the whole drive I'm just like, when I get there, like obviously as I said, it's a sign-up night, so I was going to say to the room runner, I'm like, if you get a heap of sign-ups, can one of them just take my place? And like, I'm not doing well at the moment. And obviously that's the last thing I wanted to do. Like I've wanted to get in with Good Chat for the longest time. I've said before it's my favourite club in Brisbane. And now I've finally cracked it. The last thing I wanted to do was pull out a gig, but that was the headspace I was in. So I drive all the way up to the gig and walk up to the club. And before I even walk downstairs, there's a heap of comics up the top, like people that I get along with. And I'm making small talk with them, and the banter just starts flowing. And they slowly get me out of my funk a little bit. Just the jokes and the friendly banter of like, I don't know. And comedian banter, it's the type of shit that you think wouldn't get you out of a funk. Like everyone just calling each other gay and retarded and shit. But there's just something about that. That's what I needed at the moment. They're just like an emotional support pack of animals, just provoking you with trauma. So I end up going down, meet the room runner, and I'm starting to feel a little bit better. So I'm like, you know what? It's 3 minutes. Let's push through. Then we're in the green room. The banter's still flying. And everyone just starts asking each other what new jokes you're trying and things like that. And I've gone, I was just going to run the classics just because of the headspace I'm in. And they're like, no, the purpose they get the feature acts for is like, you have to try new shit. And I'm like, fuck. So then the panic starts to kick in again because I had full intentions to do new stuff. But then the headspace I was in, I was like, nah. So I start flipping through my notebook, just looking at like old jokes that I've tried to rework and stuff like that. Pick like 3 or 4 that I thought would take up to 3 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I'll just do these. Went up there and I think I was like third last or something. And the way the night was going, not many people were getting like green lights. So they were doing their 3 minutes and getting off. So I was like, okay, sick. Surely I can do 3 minutes. Got up there and start to crush. And I'm feeling good about the crush. But then I see all the green lights start lighting up and these guys are just giving me more and more time. And I'm like, fuck, I only prepared 3 minutes of new material. So then I just start like thinking back to other old shit I've had and just trying to like do that on the fly. And it actually ended up being like a sick gig, just being like put on your toes like that and just having to come up with new shit on the fly. And I ended up getting to like 5.5 minutes and I had 30 seconds left. So I just started like talking to the crowd and stuff. And, yeah, it was a sick gig. So shout out to Good Chat for that cool new little concept of a show. Then I had another new gig this week. I'm going to take a little sip. New club that's launched in Brisbane. Oh, fuck. What's with me spilling this water today? So it's called Red Hot Comedy Club. So it's started by Julian Woods. So if you look up Julian Woods on social media, you would have seen one of his clips before, and he's seen as like the dark and edgy dude on TikTok and Instagram and all that sort of shit. And he's like banned from pretty much every club in Brisbane just because of the shit he says. So he's like, fuck it, I'll just start my own thing. Now, when people start a new club or whatever, it's always risky. But when you've got someone like Julian with the following that he has, he's got like, I don't know, close to 1 million followers across all platforms. From what I've heard, he's got a pretty decent bank balance behind him. So it's like, okay, it seems to be the right guy to try and make something new happen in Brisbane. So I set my expectations low. I'm like, okay, it's the first night. What's going to come of it? And I get there and straight away I'm blown away. The room is sick. It's a nightclub in the Valley, Spice Bar nightclub or something, Spice Nightlife, something like that. And they've turned this nightclub into a sick little comedy club. And yeah, set up sick. I went out to the green room, which is like another little mini stage and shit like that. Then they start telling me about their ideas where that room's going to be an open mic night 1 night a week. Then they're going to do lineup shows in the big room and feature acts in the big room. And the plan sounds fucking bulletproof. So they end up selling it out. And again, good bunch of comedians in the green room. The banter's flying. I'm having the sickest time. And I'm up first. So I'm like opening this new club and I'm like, fuck. Like the nerves start kicking in. And luckily, just because of the banter and shit, I was feeling somewhat relaxed. and name gets called. I go out there, and I end up having a pretty strong set. I was happy with maybe like 80% of my set, hit hard, like crushed. And then the rest of it still did well, like still got laughs and shit, but just not as hard as those other jokes. So got off stage feeling pretty good, getting all fucking props and shit from the comedians out the back. And then I kicked it around in the crowd a little bit before I left, and just all the people in the crowd coming up, giving me props and stuff as well. So yeah, it was a sick night. Hopefully that thing does blossom into what they've got planned. So go check that out if you're in the Brisbane area. I think they've already got tickets for the next show, which I think they got Lewis Spears headlining that one. So go check it out, get around that one, because the more clubs and shit we can get popping, the more spots that we all get. Before we get into what I've watched this week, let's drag our last Turns Out It Can Get Worse clip over. What's this guy going to entertain us with? Why is that not dragging? All right, here we go.
Hey, good morning. This morning I've made some piss, shelves, organized some piss, 22 gallons of piss collected for our album cover on the wall. Can't piss magic, yeah.
Can't piss magic, yeah. My God. Some people need some hobbies. That's his album cover, my Lord. Get into collecting cards, brother. That's what I could recommend to you. But let's wrap this episode up real quick with what I've consumed this week. So first thing I want to talk about is Mark Norman. I think this is like 3 weeks ago now. He released something on YouTube, and I didn't get around to watching it until this week. So it's called Pushing Boulder. So if you're a comedian, definitely go and watch this, because it is one of the best things I've seen in the longest time. So he more or less filmed himself leading up to his latest special that he released on Netflix. And it's just so cool to see a grimy documentary style of a professional comedian getting ready for a special. So it's him just tweaking jokes, and he'll film himself during the day. And obviously he's got his comedian mates and shit around him that he takes on tour, and he's like bouncing ideas. And it's just cool to see him like, what if I mix this joke with this joke? And what if I say this word instead of that word? And then it films him trialing it on stage. And it was just so good to see it all come to life and then be filmed for the Netflix special. So even shit like the day of filming the special, he was out on like a hike, and he's still trying to come up with the best way to do jokes. And it's absolutely wild to think that he's paying thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars to film this Netflix special, and on the day of the show, he's still so in his head of trying to tweak jokes. So it was absolutely unreal. So go check that out. Even if you're not a comedian, I think you'll get a little bit of enjoyment out of it. The movie I've watched this week, I'm a fucking sucker for shark movies. I don't know what it is. They're right down my alley. But Netflix released a new movie called Thrash, and it's just your traditional shark movie. It's corny as fuck, but it was right down my alley, and I enjoyed it. So go check that out if you're looking for something to watch. And the last thing we'll touch on, UFC Perth happened over the weekend, and it was prime time for Australia. So the time slot that we got to watch it is how the US usually gets to watch it, where kicks off about 6 p.m. and then the main event kicked off at 11:30 p.m. So it all wrapped up by midnight. So it was cool to get that experience. I don't remember getting that. Like, I'm sure it's happened before, but I don't know. I don't remember sitting down on a Saturday arvo and just like, that was your night planned. And then it kicks off, and the first fight I was excited about, Ben Johnston, he runs the Fight Centre here in Logan, and he finally got his UFC call up at 35 years old. One of the guys he coaches actually got the call up, but he's injured. So they're like, do you know anyone else? And he's like, hey, I actually retired last year, but I've always wanted my UFC break. So they gave it to him, and absolutely devastated he didn't get the win. But yeah, shout out to him. He's an absolute legend of a bloke from what I've heard. Couple of intertwining circles here and there. So maybe might get him on the pod one day. We'll see if our paths cross. But let's get on to the fights that did intrigue me. Junior Tafa gets it done, round 1 KO. Now, you guys know I fucking love the Tafa brothers. Junior Tafa and Justin Tafa, both Logan boys. And I don't know, like, their plan is just go in there and get the round 1 knockout. And as much as this pains me to say, I think the years of the Aussie stand and bang are done. Don't get me wrong. I hate to say that out loud, but if Junior didn't get that knockout, I don't know how that fight would have gone. So it's all he was really banking on. He got it done, luckily, and hopefully he does start to improve on his ground game and shit like that. Then we go to Cam Rouston. He looked fucking incredible in his fight. Didn't get the finish, but absolutely wild fight. So shout out to Cam Rouston, another Aussie just kicking goals. Then we get to the sad day. Tai Tuivasa, one of my favourites in the UFC. I've put my hand up countless times. I'm a huge Tai Tuivasa fan, but my God, 7 losses on the trot. It pains me to say, but I think the UFC has to pull him from the roster. We will see. I mean, the heavyweight division, as I've said countless times, it is very poor at the moment, so that could be the only silver lining that they keep him around, because he's always entertaining and shit like that. But again, his opponent just got him on the ground and he had absolutely zero answers for it. So yeah, and his opponent was like pissed at the end that everyone was angry at him, but really there was nothing in that fight. It was just a heap of fat dudes laying on each other. And don't get me wrong, I'm a fat dude myself, but yeah, it was not a good showing for his opponent. What was his name? Louis Sutherland. So yeah, but then to save the Aussies, to save the heavyweight division, we have the Baltic Bear come out and just absolutely put on a clinic with a round 2 KO. I think this could be the saving of the heavyweights. That fight was fucking impressive. So shout out to him. I hope that he does come and save the heavyweight division. And again, we get another Aussie champion. So crazy things about that as well. He came out in the lead up to the fight. He's living in a van or something at the moment. He's like, I hope I get the 100K bonus just so I can like get an apartment or something to live in. And shout out to him. He got a fight bonus, 100K. So hopefully he gets himself out of a van. But it absolutely blows my mind that a heavyweight fighter in the UFC can be living more or less homeless. It's crazy. So Dana, do something about the fighters' pay. But anyway, then Steve Ersic and Quillan Salkeed both get impressive wins again. Just 2 Aussies absolutely destroying their divisions. And that would, like, Quillan, he's getting up there. I am keen to see where he takes it all. And then more sad news for the Aussies. JDM knocked out in the 3rd round. Absolutely tragic. But, yeah, they're leading up to this fight. Again, you say what you think after the fight, but the people that I did talk to, I was very worried for JDM. I'm a Carlos Pratos fan, and yeah, he just went out there and put on an absolute clinic. Looked absolutely impressive as fuck. So again, I'm keen to see him in title contention now, and just he would be a cool champion. So I'm keen to see him get a belt. But that has been the episode this week, guys. Again, sorry for the time. 48 minutes. That's not too bad. It's a decent episode time. But things to plug this week. Friday the 8th of May, we have a impromptu West Park show. I actually forgot to plug this the last couple of weeks, but the Orion Hotel is back for one night only, May 8th. So this Friday, if you're around the Ipswich or Springfield area, come check it out. That show is always unreal. I'm hosting that one, so it should be a fun time. UFC Breakdown coming out this Thursday for Hamzat and Strickland. Oh, God, I'm fucking hyped for that fight. Just the lead up, the banter these two are throwing around. It is back to like prime Conor McGregor. Just the hatred that these two have for each other. There's rumors going around. Actually, let's fucking... Fuck it, I've already started the sentence, but we'll touch on it again on the breakdown. There's rumors going around that they're not going to do a press conference for this one just because of the amount of cops and security that they're going to have. They just don't think they can put these two in the same room until fight night. So it is going to be a sick night of fights this Sunday. Other than that, guys, send submissions via DM on Instagram at Can't Get Any Worse Podcast, or shoot me an email at can'tgetanywOrsePod@gmail.com. I appreciate everyone that has reached out over the last couple of weeks. It absolutely blows me away, the support I have doing this shit, and just all the messages of don't fucking stop this shit or we'll have nothing to look forward to for the week. So you guys are the only reason I keep coming in here and hitting record every week. So I genuinely do appreciate you guys, but keep those likes coming, keep those shares, keep the ratings, all that sort of shit. Also, the other thing I'm trialing this week, I know I said at the start of the year I wasn't going to cave and do this shit when I did get those initial sponsors on board. But as I said last week, downloads are looking good and I can finally monetize the podcast. So there might be some ads scattered on this. Please don't think I'm some sort of sellout or something. I just want to fucking trial it and see how much these guys are making in getting these like pre-run ads or whatever. And if I listen back to the episode and I fucking hate the way it sounds, I will stop doing it. But I'm just intrigued to explore that lane. So just do what I do on all the podcasts. Just skip, do the little 15-second skip until the ads run out. But yeah, your boy needs to start making some bank around here. So again, I appreciate you all. Have a ripper week and I will see you later.
Can't get any worse, we'll make you see. It's all